Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Hema Sartanti. I'm come from Pamulang University. Here, I will explain a journal entitled The Effect of Capital Intensity, Sales Growth, Institutional Ownership, and Independent Commissaries on Tax Avoidance. To shorten the time, introduction. For the background of the research reveal the relationship of the tax revenue in 2017 and 2021, whose presentation is less than optimal due to tax avoidance activity. Another phenomenon was taken from the news in 2019 that the company PT Adaro Energy carried out tax avoidance by transfer pricing to its subsidiary in Singapore. Next, literature review. The theoretical basis is used, agency theory and compliance theory, where agency theory is because of the contractual relationship between agent and principal. Then compliance theory is closely related to taxpayer attitude. Next, research variable. Tax avoidance that has an illegal nature, and in the study using the ITR, indicator scale, or effective tax rate. And capital intensity is investment activity in fixed asset. The indicator used is fixed asset divided by total asset. And sales growth is sales growth from year to year. The indicator used are research year sales minus last year sales divide last year sales. And for institutional ownership is the ownership of share owned by other institute. The indicator used is presentation of the number of share owned by institution divided by the number of share outstanding. And the independent commissaries is a part of commissaries who has a role to oversee the company action, where the indicator used is presentation of the number independent commissaries divided by the number of commissaries. Next, research hypothesis. H1 is aspect simulation, capital intensity, sales growth, institutional ownership, and commissaries independent on tax avoidance. And H2 suspect partial capital intensity on tax avoidance. And H3 suspect sales growth on tax avoidance. And H4 suspect institutional ownership on tax avoidance. And H5 suspect commissaries independent on tax avoidance. Next, the research method. This research uses a quantitative purpose sampling, approach which collect 76 energy sector company listed on the stock exchange and collect as many as 14 energy sector company with observed 5 years 2017 and 2021 and data analysis using EViews 9. Next, the result of research in this study select regression model, and panel data selects is random effect model. And for the classic assumption test, normal test is normal test, and multicollinearity test, autocorrelation, and heteroscedasticity test is the result did not occur problem. This means that data of the study is considered good. For the hypothetical result, the statistic test a product a probe of 0.0025 similar than 0.05, which is mean that simulation the dependent variable affect the independent variable. And for the result of the statistic test T, it produces a capital intensity probe of 0.0037, similar than 0.05, which means it affects tax avoidance, while the variable sales growth of institutional ownership and independent commissaries result greater than 0.05, which means it does not affect tax avoidance. Next, and the conclusion. The conclusion of the study is simulation, capital intensity, sales growth, institutional ownership, and independent commissaries affect tax avoidance. And partial capital intensity affect tax avoidance, while sales growth, institutional ownership, and independent commissaries do not affect tax avoidance. Maybe that's all for my presentation. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.